Hi, good afternoon, everybody. It's lovely to be here with you today, and thank you for taking a few minutes of your day to spend with us this afternoon. I'm Nicola Doherty, and I'm Head of Study Administration at UK Biobank. I've actually been involved with the study for over 20 years with the actual planning of how we actually established this study. And it's the credit goes to all of you for actually being willing to take part and giving up your time to UK Biobank. We're all incredibly grateful. What I'm going to do is talk to you for just a few more minutes. I appreciate you've listened a lot already, but I'm going to take 5 minutes of your time, if that's okay, just to talk about what you might expect to happen after the imaging visit if you agree to take part. So, as Tonya nicely talked to you about the location of the Imaging Assessment Centre in Bristol, we realised that some of our participants may have to travel some distance to actually attend an imaging assessment, and we therefore are able to reimburse travel expenses to anyone who requires travel expense costs. So this might include reimbursement of mileage for private car, and we have mileage rates that we can reimburse. This might include travel by public transport, train, as you can see there, tram or bus. We reimburse at levels of standard class travel, and we also have on-site parking at all of our centres. We will provide you with a travel expense claim at the end of your visit, and what we ask is that you actually complete your form and actually attach any receipts or tickets that you can to the form and return that to us. And what we will do then is arrange for payment to be made to you within 28 days of receiving your claim. This is usually by a bank account transfer, but if for any reason you're unable to receive it in that way, we can arrange cheque payment. We're unable to cover hotel or overnight stays, unfortunately, or taxi journeys, unless there really is a special requirement for that. And our participant contact centre team that Sean was talking to you about will certainly have those conversations with you if you need to discuss that with us. As I said, we will reimburse within probably about a month of you actually taking part in the assessment. As well as the reimbursement of travel costs, we will send you a post-visit questionnaire to find out a bit more about how you found the visit. You've just heard some lovely videos from participants about their experience of taking part in the assessment, and we're really keen to understand how you found it. It's valuable feedback for us, for the project team, for the centre staff like Tonya to receive. And so after the visit, probably a few days afterwards, you will receive an email that will include a link to a questionnaire that's administered by a SurveyMonkey. And it will give you the opportunity to actually answer a few questions for us about how the day went and what your experience was of it. It should only take 5 minutes to complete, but as I said, it's really valuable feedback for us to receive, and the whole imaging team welcome receiving it to see what improvements we can make. The last thing I'm going to mention to you is about potentially incidental findings that might come out as a consequence of you taking part in the study. So just to be clear, the imaging assessment is not a health check. It's very much a study to collect data for research purposes. So when the radiographers within Tonya's team are actually completing the scans, they are reviewing the scans for data quality. They're not actually looking to diagnose disease. It's very much for research purposes. But as a consequence of doing that review, they can spot things that are unexpected, and they believe might be a serious finding. And so in order for you to take part, you need to agree that we, if we do spot something, can report that back to you. So just to be clear, if a radiographer did spot an incidental finding, what they would then do is refer that to a specialist radiologist to review. And if that radiologist did agree that, yes, this is something that we should report, then that would be reported back to you and also to your GP. So what we would do is within a few weeks of you attending your assessment, we would then actually write to you and your GP to let you know that this finding had been spotted, and for you then to have a further correspondence discussion with your GP about whether there needs to be further investigations around this. I should say it's very few in number of findings that are reported out. Only around 2% of anybody who takes part receive a report. So it is very low in number, but it's important to be aware that this can happen. It's part of what you would be consenting to take part in, and there is more information in the information leaflet should you have any particular questions around that. And as well as that, I would encourage you to talk to the Participant Contact Centre team if there's particular questions you have, or even later on at the end of this call, we can answer any particular questions. And I think that's all I was going to say at this point. So thank you for listening to me, and I'll hand back to Steve.